What is up, you guys? Wonder Bro here. If you don't get out of denial, it is going to be difficult for you to recover from anxiety. What denial am I talking about? I'm talking about the denial of the process and how tough the process can feel and how much the process can suck, right? And the reason this is so important to get out of this denial is because we talk about acceptance here. I teach acceptance, right? You come in, you have thoughts, you have feelings, you have triggers, you don't use compulsions, you don't fight with those thoughts, you simply just don't engage with them. Use that accepting inner voice. Hey, it is what it is, whatever you want to tell yourself. Let those thoughts run and continue to live your life as if you're already healed. If you're in denial over the fact that that process feels like shit, right, here's what happens. You start to try to use acceptance. You start to try to eliminate those compulsions, no longer fighting with those thoughts, allowing them, living your life. But if you're in denial, the moment you start doing those things and it doesn't feel good, you're going to say to yourself something like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing acceptance wrong. You're going to go down that rabbit hole. You're going to stress yourself out. Or, oh, I need to find something else. This isn't working, right? That's the number one thing that a lot of people, they rush to that conclusion. This isn't working. But that all comes from the denial. That all comes from the denial. Understand that acceptance is something that heals in time. Understand that acceptance involves cutting out compulsions, no longer reassuring yourself over thoughts and feelings, living your life, right? Doing things you do as if you're already healed. Understand that those things do not feel great, right? You must get out of this denial that says, oh, acceptance is supposed to feel good. There's no way it feels this bad. You're in denial. Acceptance does not feel great. But a part of acceptance is learning how to face and embrace these thoughts and feelings without running towards the quick fix, without changing your behaviors, right? No physical compulsions, no mental compulsions, just allowing those thoughts to come and go, just greeting them with a short, simple inner voice. Hey, it is what it is. You know, maybe the more aggressive approach, if it happens, it happens, or, you know, whatever approach, whatever accepting inner voice you take. But understand that as you are eliminating compulsions, as you are living as if you're already healed, these things don't necessarily feel good. Anxiety learns while anxiety's turned on. And I think the number one downfall of people out there who are trying acceptance, right, when it comes to their anxiety is that denial. The number one downfall is that denial. They really think that acceptance is something that's supposed to feel great. They really think that acceptance, and don't get me wrong, acceptance could take the edge off, right? It's a hell of a lot better than adding second fear, you know, all that negative, oh God, I can't handle it, you know, the accepting inner voice, it is what it is, let it burn, living your life as if you're already healed. It takes a little bit of force. That's a hell of a lot better than adding second fear. So don't get me wrong, acceptance might take the edge off. But there's going to be plenty of moments during your journey where those feelings are going to be high. And that's the only time you can practice. There's going to be plenty of moments during your journey where you're going to have a thought that's causing you anxiety and you're not allowed to fight with it. You're not allowed to try to get reassurance over it. And that doesn't feel good. There's going to be plenty of moments during your journey where you have to shut down that overthinking. The thought comes in, you really want to overthink it. Instead, you're just like, nope, it is what it is. That doesn't feel good. There's going to be plenty of moments during your journey where you just want to lay and stare at the ceiling all day. And it takes a lot of force to get yourself up and doing things. Your anxiety wants you to run away, but instead you're running towards everything and you're doing things, right? That doesn't feel good. But it's the denial. It's the denial that's holding so many people back. If you can start to look at these feelings as a good thing, right? Anxiety learns when anxiety is turned on. I need this. I want this. Let this anxiety be there. Let those thoughts be there. I'm going to live my life anyway. I'm going to have a great productive day anyway. Right? If you start to look at these feelings as a needed thing, because again, anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on, I'll say it a million times, then we can start to make some real progress. But if you stay in denial, if you continue to tell yourself that, oh, I'm doing something wrong because this doesn't feel good, or oh, this acceptance stuff doesn't work because this doesn't feel good, right? That's only going to hurt you. That's only going to hurt you. Now, again, like I said, it could take the edge off. Acceptance could make you feel pretty okay in some moments. Acceptance could, you know, make you feel all right in some moments. It could take the edge off. That's fine. But does it necessarily feel great? No. When you're using the advice and you're not using compulsions and you're just not fighting with those thoughts and those feelings, that doesn't necessarily feel great, and that's okay. That's part of the process. That's part of the process. Can you guys see how if you stay in that denial, you are hurting yourself? Can you see that? Because how can I expect someone to use this advice, to not fight with their thoughts and feelings, use that accepting inner voice, live their life? How can I expect someone to really dedicate to that and do that if they think that it's going to feel great? I can't expect that. They're not going to do it. They're going to give up. They're going to tap out. They're going to go back to their old ways. They're going to use their compulsions. They're going to start fighting. They're going to run away from it. So in order for us to even begin talking about acceptance, you have to get out of denial first. You have to understand that you are about to undergo a journey that does not necessarily feel good, but you already don't feel good. So who cares, right? But you have to understand that you're about to undergo a journey that doesn't necessarily feel good. There's going to be times where you really want to use reassurance and coping methods and compulsions, and instead you just got to say, fuck it to those thoughts, right? Those thoughts come in, hey, fuck it, you know? Let those thoughts come, let them come, let them come, let the feelings come. And there's going to be plenty of moments where you got to force yourself to do things you don't necessarily want to do, right? But again, you already don't feel great, okay? So understand that when you're going through this journey and you're about to embark on this journey, that it's not necessarily an easy one. But it's so much better if you come into it knowing that, as opposed to coming into it thinking, oh, this will make me feel instantly 100% better. Or, oh, if I do it exactly right, then I'll feel great. That's not true. Even when you stop overthinking those thoughts and feelings, you're shutting that overthinking down, you're living your life, you still don't necessarily feel great, right? It takes time for your brain to learn, it takes time for your nerves to heal. You've got to get out of that denial, man. You have got to get out of that denial, or you're going to keep going in circles. You are going to keep running in circles. I'm doing it wrong. Acceptance isn't for me. Understand that when you decide to embark on this journey of acceptance and you're cutting out compulsions and overthinking and you are just living, doing things you don't necessarily feel like doing, understand that that's not always going to feel great, but that's okay. Embrace the burn. Anxiety learns while anxiety's turned on. That attitude shift, that attitude switch, right, is so much easier to go about this journey that way than it is to go about this journey in a state of denial. That just leads to so many open doors of obsession and rabbit holes. So understand that unless you get out of that denial and you start seeing the feelings as welcomed, okay, anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on. This might not necessarily feel good, but I need this. Let's work with it. Unless you get out of that denial, it's going to be difficult for you to make some real progress, okay, because you're going to fall down all of those common pitfalls that we just discussed. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to end it with this. Never base your progress and your anxiety journey off the way that you feel. Base your progress off the things that you're doing in your life, if you're living your life, right? And whether or not you're using a ton of compulsions, fighting with those thoughts, or instead just embracing them. Hey, you know, shutting down the overthinking. It is what it is. Base your progress off of your response and the way that you're living your life, and not off the way that you feel. Okay, you will feel better in time. The brain will catch up. Yes, you'll heal, but you can't base it off that right now. It takes time. Get out of that denial. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video. Leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We do this every time. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite animal is. I don't know if we've already done that one, just to confuse anyone who didn't make it to the end. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.